Welcome to the Merna Law Group tutorial on the comparison between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, Bankruptcy.
Hello, my name is John Merna. I'm the Senior Attorney at the Merna Law Group. This tutorial is basically on the difference between a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Many clients call us up not understanding the difference, wondering which one they qualify, and wondering how they can be helped by either one of the two bankruptcies. Chapter 7 bankruptcy, called a liquidation, is basically where you're just wiping out debt. You're not going into any form of a repayment. You're basically eliminating your unsecured debt. And the real questions under that chapter are whether you qualify, what assets you can keep. In most cases, 99% of the people that come to us qualify and can keep all of their assets. I highly recommend you do not attempt to figure out on your own whether you would qualify and can keep the assets. Please give us a call at 757-340-4070, and we'd be happy to sit down with you and answer those questions at no obligation to you. Chapter 13 is the repayment plan, also called a reorganization. The use of a Chapter 13 is primarily for stopping a foreclosure and reorganizing or repaying whatever you've fallen behind on the mortgage payment. It also helps with repayment of taxes that we could not otherwise get rid of in a Chapter 7. Also helps you to reorganize and catch up on a car payment or save a car from repossession. So under a Chapter 13 repayment plan, you will have a payment. The payment plan can be stretched from a 3 to a 5-year repayment plan, depending on which serves your purpose, and also depending on what the payment per month would be. The longer you go in the repayment plan, generally the lower the monthly payment will be. It is a complicated calculation to know what you can pay, how long you'll have to go for. So please give us a call, 757-340. We'd be happy to sit down with you and see and tell you exactly what we can do for you, what we think your payment plan would be if that is your best option. Generally, the difference between a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 revolves around what you're trying to save. If your house is protected and you're not behind, then the bottom line is you wouldn't do a Chapter 13. But once again, it's a complicated analysis. I highly recommend you just come on in and sit down with us.
One of the most important considerations when deciding which type of bankruptcy to file is, of course, your income. If your income is too high, you may not be able to qualify for a Chapter 7 and therefore be required to file a Chapter 13. Or if your income is not steady, you may not be able to fund or maintain the payments in a Chapter 13 repayment plan, and therefore a Chapter 7 is a better option. Recent reductions in income may have made your ability to afford the house you want to keep or car you want to keep unrealistic. There are many reasons people find themselves faced with bankruptcy. Divorce is one of the more common ones. The separation requires more expenses in the form of two households being maintained, and therefore unsecured debt or certain debt can no longer be afforded. Another is job loss, interruption in income, sometimes even in a short-term interruption, can force the payments to go skyrocket on the credit card debt, and therefore individuals are just not able to catch up and are faced with bankruptcy to protect their wages. Illness is another one. Sometimes that's related to job loss. They're sick and they're off the job. Sometimes it's related to just high medical bills as a result because of no insurance or high deductibles which they can't afford to pay. That pretty much completes this tutorial on the comparison between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. If you find yourself in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area and in need of an attorney, certainly give us a call. We'd be happy to help you.
Thank you for your time.